Good evening. My name is Aubrey Pagenstecher, Pagenstecher. I'd like to welcome our new board members, including our student rep, and thank you all for your service on behalf of Portland students. I'm here today to speak to you about the ongoing contract negotiations and to ask you to reconsider your plan to limit face-to-face bargaining, your request for mediation, and the course of action that your team has chosen to pursue. This year will be my 9th as a professional educator with PPS and as a pre-K teacher at Woodlawn School. I love my work, and I feel fortunate to have found my way to a vocation that provides me with a sense of fulfillment and purpose. But while I am proud to teach in the same district where I attended as a student, I've often felt that my success as a professional has been in spite of and not because of the organization I work for. Over the course of the past 8 years, I've formed transformative relationships with my students, their families, and my colleagues. But during that time, I have very rarely felt honored, respected, trusted, or supported by my central office. I've seen the mismanagement of this district result in multiple crises that distract professional educators and our communities from the important work they need to do for children. Last year, the enrollment balancing debacle was one example. Our central office went through the motions to make it appear that they were willing to listen and collaborate while simultaneously attempting to impose their own agenda. The slogan for this bargain may be that this is not business as usual, but the tactics employed are all too familiar to Portland's teachers and families. Rather than genuinely bargaining with professional educators in good faith to create better working and learning conditions, my employer, with the support of my school board, has chosen to spend limited financial resources crafting a strategy that values management rights over recognized best practices in my field. I'm asking you to change that strategy. I did not choose this profession in order to become wealthy, and I'm not nearly as concerned about financial compensation as the PPS press releases and news conferences would have my neighbors and friends believe. Disproportionately emphasizing this one aspect of bargaining distracts from the subjects of our proposal that will ensure that all students are getting the education they need and deserve, including class size, equitable allocation of resources for struggling schools and students, and planning time. It appears that your plan has been to run out the clock on this process with the intent to implement a set of conditions that will leave me with fewer rights, less support, and less time and autonomy than in the past. Ultimately, that makes it more difficult for me to create the school experience that my students deserve. If it's true that you are committed to continuing negotiation, then I'd like to see as many board members in attendance at an upcoming bargaining session as there were at today's press conference. I'd like for you to stop demanding that I continually do more with less time and fewer resources. If you want me to be able to do my job well, I'd like you to help my association craft an agreement that provides the conditions I need to be effective. We are not adversaries on opposite sides of a table, but allies who are committed to the best possible outcomes for children. My colleagues and I remain committed to working toward a contract that creates the schools Portland students deserve. We are not ready to give up on a transparent and collaborative public process.